A butterfly flutters its wings, startling a wasp, prompting it to sting a young dog playing in a sandy lot, whose yelp scares a man driving by in a van he bought only days ago. Still getting used to the vehicle, heel lurches on the pedal, he wrestles with the wheel until it's obvious he's lost control. Van swerves, smacks directly into a hydro pole, which proceeds to topple, severing the wire instantaneously. A blackout transpires for a 3-block radius. Status of the response time, low priority, cause the neighborhood is zoned non-residentially. But people do live there in converted lofts, so the government's unaware of their existence. So the blackout persists just long enough to convince a junkie that conditions are perfect for a B&E. Targets the crib of a dealer he sees frequently, sneakily waits till the coast is clear, then grabs spare keys from under a stone that's near the doorway, which opens easily. He's not a real crook, just racket CDs, and he's almost finished when from behind a plant, the corner of a small box catches his glance. He's getting nervous, so just grabs it and runs, to find only later at his pad is a gun, which scares him initially, but then gets him thinking, why not hit a bank? Fuck this apartment and his stinking life. It's time to try to climb out. But in line the next day at the bank, he begins to find doubt, but no time to rewind out now. It's almost his turn, and the guy behind him shouts down, "This guy's got a gun!" and promptly tackles him to the floor. They land hard with a smack, and then the gun goes off accidentally. Bullet heads towards teller 3, but its trajectory redirected by bullet-resistant window pane, saving the life of the teller, but the slug ricochets towards the office of the bank manager, who at that moment saying thanks, shaking hands with a foreign diplomat, the deputy ambassador from Saudi, with whom he's just closed a sweet deal that proudly states all banking by the Saudi embassy in Canada goes through his branch. He's issuing for his bank's man of the year plaque. Or he was, up until the point of the stray bullet enters the back of the deputy ambassador, passes through 2 ribs, pierces his heart, and leaves his ass on the floor, dead. Soon sirens are wailing, the junkie's apprehended, thrown in jail and given life, with no chance of parole. But the Saudi government cries that a heavier toll must be paid, namely the life of the assailant. But Canada stands by its anti-death penalty legislation. In retaliation, 2 Canadian journalists in a Saudi cell held for suspicion of spying are killed. The Saudi government claims no involvement, but Canada suspects foul play and so calls in its major ally, the US of A, who, needing Canadian waters, been trying to reduce trade restrictions between the 2 nations. And so, as a token of reconciliation, an American warship sent to the mouth of the Red Sea off the south coast of Yemen, directing its deadly cannons towards Riyadh, till the smaller boat rams it, sailors screaming jihad. An explosion rocks the battleship, which rapidly sinks, along with half the crew who died tragically in the drink. Now the states never planned any real hostile action, but public outrage forces it to start attacking. Soon Medine's a scene of devastation, infuriating Saudi's Arabic brother nations, who respond with a wave of bombings in European and North American cosmopolitan centers. So these nations enter the fray, which seems one-sided, till the Arabic alliance persuades North Korea to align with them. And the next day, at just before 9 p.m., Boston's hit with a bomb carrying a nuclear warhead, leaving thousands injured with even more dead. The US responds by launching its own bombs, but in its haste ends up calculating the wrong coordinates. The bombs fall short, hitting China. The millions murdered, better off than those left to die a slow death from consuming radioactive fumes, was spread to the former Soviet Union, who's already pissed at NATO for enlisting former Soviet bloc nations. So Russia attacks Britain and the US, who respond in turn with the newest nuclear technology on offer, making the bombs dropped on Hiroshima look like water balloons in the hands of toddlers. Soon only neutral nations are left, till they too succumb to the radioactive wave of death, and it's over. The earth quiet, no laughter, no traffic, no music, no crying, no barking, no shouting, no church bell rings, and in the silence, a butterfly flutters its wings.